Hello, my shadows and shades. Before I begin this, delivering my message, I'd like to say that the revival is within. You are not going to find it externally, it is within. Here we go. Plato's cave analogy, his whole analogy of the cave comes to mind with this. I'm not going to walk you through it. I am going to talk about my takeaway from his analogy of the cave. Observations in life. You have to realize at some point that we are the black sheep for a reason. That we are the ones who have broken our chains and wandered outside of the cave, who have come to realizations and truths. Those realizations and truths are meant for the individual. Yes, we can share them. You have to realize for those still chained in the caves who have not had the same experiences as you have, may reject them. And that's okay. They are still chained to the walls in that cave. Their experiences are shadows and shades. That's why I call you my shadows and shades. We all have our own individual truths, our own experiences as we have seen the light and exited that cave. Whoever this message is for has gone back into the cave and is trying to convince others and is facing rejection for it. We are the black sheep for a reason. You have to be able to discern who is willing to listen to the truths you are sharing. And yes, it's heartbreaking. It is sad to leave those chained to the walls in that cave, knowing full well all they are experiencing are shadows on the wall. The Holy Spirit is pruning at this point. He's pruning us all. Those who are willing to break their chains, who see the light and venture out of the cave. The Holy Spirit are pruning those still in the cave from your life at this time. Use your discernment. Share your experiences with those who are willing to listen, who are willing to share an intellectual experience with you and learn. We are meant to bear witness. Romans 16. I strongly suggest you read that passage and understand its meaning. As I said, I will not preach or minister. I offer guidance. What you do with that guidance is what you do with that guidance. After all, it is up to you to break your own chains. It is up to you to wander outside of that cave. It is up to you to adjust to the light and see things for what they are. And share your experiences, yes, but discern. Not everyone is going to listen to the truths you have to share because they are still chained to the walls of that cave. It's sad and it's bitter, but it is the truth. So discern and learn to walk away. Those not willing to hear your truth and share in your intellectual experience. They will call you the black sheep. They will say you changed, that you are different. It's okay to be different. Be who you are. Discard the rest. It doesn't serve you. Moving on. I pulled cards. I pulled tarot and I pulled from my oracle decks. Temperance and the Nine of Swords was in reverse here. This is a realization. As I've said, the revival is within. We are all wandering out of our own individual caves. We are all seeing our own truths in our own lives. And it is time to share those truths with those who will listen. The Seven of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and the Ace of Swords were also all in reverse. It is heartbreaking. And you are realizing it and getting away from that, which is amazing. Smile. Smile big. You are breaking free. You have broken your chains, and you are beginning to wander out of that cave. So acknowledge your accomplishments in life, how far you have come. Let them talk and speak against you. It doesn't matter. They are still chained to the walls in that cave. They will become angry, and they will dispute everything you have to share with them because it is outside of their experience. Realizing that you cannot reach everyone is okay. You are not meant to. You are meant to reach those who will listen, those who have already broken their chains, and who are hungry for the knowledge and truths and an intellectual experience with you, and learning from each other, gathering wisdoms and knowledge and sharing them with each other. Let go of those who do not care to listen. They do not serve you, and the Holy Spirit is pruning them from your life for a reason. He is preparing you for something far greater than yourself or them. The last three cards is very simple. The Five of Swords with the World. The Five of Swords with the World comes from the Seven of Pentacles being in reverse. They are not meant to share in your new horizons. And yes, you should walk away from them. Leave them. As your chains have rusted and broke, and you have wandered out of the cave, theirs too will break in time. They will break their own chains. You must leave them to it. It is not their time yet. And should their time never come, it's okay. People often are comfortable with what they know to be true. And they do not wish to experience anything outside of that because it is alien to them. It is unknown. It is natural to fear the unknown. Leave them to it. It's not on you. It's not. Acknowledge that. The best you can do, and thank you, Liz, for bringing this to my awareness, the best you could do for someone as they're drowning is to stand on the shore with your hand held out. They will only drag you down with them. That is why they are being pruned from your life. Now, my guidance, I pulled from the Oracle deck, and this is the guidance. The blue moon, that's the Five of Cups energy. Believe in the impossible. Walk away from them. Leave them in the cave. Their chains are rusting too, and eventually they'll break. And it's entirely up to them to wander out of that cave for themselves. As I said, the revival is within. It's within you. It's not anyone else. It's within you. Fixed. Everything feels up in the air right now. There's a lot of uncertainty. The only certainty is uncertainty. You have to create the stability you want in your life for yourself within. There are a lot of emotions that come with stepping out of that cave. Yes, your eyes have to adjust to the light. And once they do, everything becomes clear. So have faith. Allow your eyes to adjust to the light, as you will see more and more truths once the adjustment has been made. So let the Holy Spirit move you. Trust your inner guidance. First quarter moon in Aries is the next card. Aries energy. It's fiery. It's passionate. It's change. Change is coming. The revival is within you. Yes, I keep repeating that because I keep hearing it in my head. The revival is within you. With change, there comes a lot of destruction. That's what the fire energy is about. And I could repeat the same rhetoric about being a phoenix rising from the ashes, but you already know all that. What you are experiencing, that sadness, that sorrow, will pass. So process it. And understand that the people chained in the caves, those who are experiencing shadows and shades, they may never know the truth. They may never see anything outside of their own experiences. And they will not care to share in yours. So let them go. Let them go. They hold you back. See, in the analogy The person freed from their chains, who has ventured outside of the cave, eventually wanders back into it to try and convince the other, still chained to the wall, of everything they've experienced outside of the cave, and they are called mad. Everything they have to say is disputed because it is outside of that person's experience. And that's okay. So learn to let go. Don't go back into the cave and try to convince others of your experiences. It is outside of their own, and they are not willing to see the light as you have. The Holy Spirit reaches us individually. He shows us truths. He brings things to our awareness. And yes, we can share our trials and tribulations, but share them with those willing to listen, those willing to share in the intellectual experience with you, who are willing to grow with you. That is the change. The last card was Square. A challenging situation. Yes, it is very challenging to let those people go. It's a bitter truth. They're still chained to the walls in the cave. All they experience are shadows and shades. That's all they may ever experience in their life, are shadows and shades, because they are comfortable with those shadows and shades. Romans 16. Read it. Absorb that bit of truth, that bit of knowledge, that bit of wisdom, and carry the wisdom with you. This mountain is for you to climb. The revival within us all, our own individual experiences, are our own individual mountains to climb. And yes, you are not alone. The Holy Spirit will guide you to people along your path who will help you to climb this mountain, who will elevate you, who will lift you up and support you and give you the stability that you demand for your life. So remain fixed. Share your experiences with those who are willing to listen and share in that intellectual experience with you. You will be much happier with your life and the world around you once you learn to let go. Leave them in the cave. As your chains have rusted and you have broke free, there is always a possibility of their chains breaking as well. Some, yes, you may be able to reach and break their chains. And by all means, do so. The ones you can't reach, the ones who don't want to listen, who don't want to share in that intellectual experience with you, leave them chained to the cave. Leave them to their shadows and shades. It is not for you to help them. It is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit will reach them. Have faith in that. And walk away from them. I'm not saying cut them off entirely, but if they become toxic and counterproductive in your life, The Holy Spirit will prune them. The Holy Spirit will take them from your life and remove them. Those people, let go. Should they come back in the future, by all means, they're willing to listen, then share with them your experiences, your trials and tribulations. I'm not saying walk away from them entirely. That's not the takeaway here. But leave them in the cave and wait outside. Should they wander out, be there to greet them. Allow their eyes to adjust to the light. Allow them to see their own individual truths. Allow them to reach the Spirit for themselves. And share your experiences with those who will listen. It's that simple. It is not on you to change the world. You have to take responsibility for yourself. Much love. That is what I offer for guidance. Should you take it is entirely on you. We all have our own individual experiences, and we should learn to support and lift each other up. Share our experiences with those who are willing to listen, with those who are willing It is not on you to go back into the cave and try to break another's chains. Leave them to it. I know everything is up in the air right now. Stability is coming. Change is coming. Focus on your own individual relationship with the Holy Spirit. You will be much happier. Much love.